Hi everybody, it's me Ash, and today I'm back with a tutorial on how to make the mesh wreaths. So I decided I was going to do a tutorial for you guys. It's pretty easy, pretty simple, not very hard to do. So I'm going to go ahead and get into the things that you're going to need. You're going to need a hot glue gun. You are going to need 3 rolls of mesh for the smaller frames and 5 for the bigger wreath frames, or what are these called? I forget. Forms, wreath forms. You are going to need pipe cleaners. So I have some here. Pipe cleaners, and then decorations to decorate your wreath. I'm doing a Halloween one for this video. I have a couple more down here. I'm not going to pull them all out. And then there's 2 optional things that you could use. You could use ribbon and you can put lights. I am going to be using both in this, but those are optional. You do not have to make it light up and you do not have to put ribbon in it. But I decided I was going to do that for this one. So these small ones are pretty full. Even the big ones with the 5 rolls of mesh are pretty full as well, but in the middle it's not going to be as full, so you can add a decent size decoration to the middle. All of these supplies I got from the Dollar Tree. So yeah, let's go ahead and get in, and I'll show you what you need to do first. So the first thing that you need to do is cut your pipe cleaners in half. So I took all of my pipe cleaners and I cut them in half, and I have them in a little container that I set them in. And then you're going to cut, if you're using ribbon, all of your ribbon the length of this. I use a whole roll of ribbon on these. You can use any size. You can even, if you're using a bigger wreath, you can use thicker ribbon with a smaller ribbon also in with these. But I'm just going to use a small ribbon. Then you're going to want to cut up all of your mesh. So as of right now, I have all of my purple cut out. I have all of my orange cut out. The lines do not have to be straight. I don't want to stress that enough. And there's no like rhythm or rhyme to this. You can cut your strips however long you want for this. So what I normally do is I just pull some out, let it curl a little bit, and then I cut. And like I said, the edges do not need to be straight. It actually looks really cool when the edges are not straight. And you're going to go through with your 3 rolls and cut your pieces out. You want a pretty decent size to be working with on this, because my table is already full of mesh. I just have this little section that I'm recording in that doesn't have any. Mine is going to be a purple, orange, and white and gold one is what I'm doing on this one. Super easy, not very hard to do. It's just time consuming. If you have arthritis in your hands, be prepared to get a little stiffness in your fingers, because I don't think I have arthritis in my hands, but when I do a lot of twisting, it starts to hurt a little bit. So maybe I do, I don't know. Okay everybody, I am back. I cut up most of my stuff, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how to put these together. So you're going to take one of your things and one of your things of mesh, and you're going to roll it up. It doesn't have to be too tight, and it doesn't have to be perfectly rolled. And I usually put it in between my finger like this. You're gonna choose 3 of them to do this to. Like I said, they don't have to be perfect. They can be funky like that. I'm doing 1 of each color that I chose. And as of right now, I'm going to be using my ribbon. So I'm going to go ahead and take my ribbon that I have edge cutted and sealed the edges with a lighter. And I'm also going to put it right there in the middle of that. Then I'm going to take my pipe cleaner and I'm going to fold it in half, like so. I'm going to put it in the middle, pull tightly, and twist a couple times, like 3 or 4 times will work fine. So then there is your first bundle. Doesn't look like much yet, but keep going. I keep a basket to my side, so the ones that I am done with, I will throw in the basket until later. Now I do this to every single bundle until I'm done. I also want to make clear that this is kind of shockingly a messy wreath to make because of all the fall off of glitter and stuff like that, so be prepared to have to clean up your floor and your table and yourself. So what I did is I just twisted up 3 and I put it between my middle and my pointer finger and smushed them in there together. I stuck my ribbon in there and I'm grabbing a pipe cleaner. And also, it doesn't matter what color pipe cleaners you use because you're not gonna see them. So I just got like the Christmas variety pack, which I don't know why it's even out yet at the Dollar Tree because there's nothing else Christmas there. But you can get any or if you have, and it doesn't even have to be the sparkly kind, it can be the fuzzy kind, you know. Sorry you guys, I'll get that out of your way in just a second. Like I said, it doesn't matter as long as you just cut them in half because you don't need a long pipe cleaner for these. You just need a half of one for each one. That will give you plenty of room to do what you're doing. Now, if you're using ribbon, not all of your bundles will have ribbon in there unless you want them to. I just use, like I said before, I just use only 1 thing of ribbon and I cut it to the length of my mesh and so forth. And it doesn't have to be perfectly in the middle either when you're tying these off. That's the perfect, like these wreaths are very forgiving, they are very full, and they turn out very cute. Now I have never made these before up until just, you know, about a week ago. And I just kind of self-taught myself. I know some people will take and tie them around this, just this part, like one at a time. That is so time consuming. I mean, it is a time consuming project like I have said before, but tying each and individual one to the wreath form and making sure that it doesn't fall off is even more time consuming than bunching 3 together with some ribbon and putting off to the side until you're done making all of your bunches. It's so much easier than that. I didn't realize how easy these were to make until I started making them. That's why I never attempted to, because I was afraid that I was gonna mess up big time and it was gonna turn out horrible and, you know, that kind of stuff. So, and you can see, like, I'm not going in any, you know, whatsoever order of which one I roll up first and stick it between my fingers. It really doesn't matter. It turns out cute. And I mean, you can have a pattern if you want. You can have a pattern if you want. That's still cute. I don't have time to sit here and make sure that my patterns are perfect because I'm a mom. of 3 growing, very active children. So I get to do this at nighttime or on weekends when the hubby is at home. Or, like I said, when they're in bed. Or now they are back in school, so I can do this while they're at school. So yeah. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Like I said before, I think I mentioned it, maybe I was thinking it in my head. Not, if you're only using 1 roll of ribbon, not every single one will have ribbon in it, which is perfectly fine. It still looks super cute as long as you evenly disperse them throughout your wreath and not have like a whole, let's say like a whole section here missing. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this part. Not too exciting, not too hard. What I mean by, like, if you have arthritis or anything like that in your fingers, sometimes holding the mesh and ribbon between your 2 fingers gets a little tricky. I have thought, if you have a bow dabber, I have a bow dabber because I used to make bows for little girls, and it was so much easier for me to make a bulk amount of bows with my bow dabber. Now, I was thinking that it would possibly be easier to use a bow dabber to do this, because it holds it for you. I haven't tried it yet. I'll probably try it whenever I do another one of my big ones, but so far I haven't started on a big one yet. But when I do use it on a big one, if you're interested, I can let you know how it goes. If it worked out okay for me, that type of ordeal. So I'm going to keep making my bundles, and I will get back to you when I'm done doing this, which will be about a half hour for me, but only a few seconds for you. I'll see you soon. So I'm going to start showing you how to put it together, and how it gets full pretty fast. So on the small rings, there are 3 different pieces of layers of circles. On the bigger ones, there is 5. So on the bigger ones, there's 2 in the middle. Oh no, okay, so there's 4 on the bigger ones. There's 2 in the middle and 1 on each side. On the bigger ones, you're going to attach it to the 2 middle ones. On the small one, you're going to attach it to the 1 middle one. So I'm going to go ahead and take my bundle here, and I'm just going to put it through. In the beginning, it's very easy, you guys. I'm going to take it all the way up to the edge here, and you're just going to twist it on. And you're going to twist it on quite a few times until it's tight on there. Not very hard at all. And in the end, if they're pretty long, you just trim the edges. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 of these. For me, it's easier just to do this. This is what I do to twist them on. Except sometimes I get my fingers stuck. So, there's 2 so far. That's what it looks like. I'm going to put 1 without ribbon on. And twist it up like so. I'm going to put 2 more with ribbon. This part goes by pretty fast until you get to the end because I'm just twisting it like this, not really like being extremely time consuming with it. And see, you can't even tell what color twisty ties I'm using because they bunch together and you can't see the middles. Okay everybody, real quick, before this next clip of the tutorial, I was recording a video asking you guys to leave a comment down below and tell me what your favorite Halloween tradition or costume was growing up, or what you did for Halloween. I was saying that most of my Halloweens were spent with my dad. So, you know, my favorite memory of that was my dad, going with my dad and his friends kids and walking around our neighborhood and going up to my grandparents' house because my grandma used to work as a maid for the the Juice Hugs company. So she would bring home boxes and boxes of those little Hugs Juicies and pass those out with the large candy bars, and sometimes my grandpa would also pass out hot apple cider juice. So that was always one of my favorite things, is to go up there and show my grandparents my costume, sit with my grandparents and my dad, and drink my juice, eat my candy bar, or have some hot apple cider juice. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into the next clip. Okay, now that you're at your third ring, your third section here, you're gonna want to plug in your hot glue gun to get it nice and warm and ready. Let's see here, where did I leave off at? Alright, I left off right there. Sorry, I had to take a quick break. Little man wanted his sippy cup and was not very happy, so I had to go fix that real fast. But anyways, like I was saying, Dad, when you're done watching this, call me. Let me know if you remember Grandma and Grandpa doing those kinds of things. That was my cat. She must be trying to get into a cabinet. She's weird. So, yeah. And everybody, if you want to tell my dad hi, say hi. Leave a comment down below. Say hi, Shannon, in the comment section. So, yeah. Pretty easy. It's, as you can see, it's getting pretty full. I am almost done, and I can start filling in places that I feel needs to be filled in, which doesn't look like much. Sorry, I'm trying to adjust, and my toe itches. I think I got a skeeter bite on my toe, you guys. Anyways, so I'm just going in after this next one and filling in, seeing where I think it needs more, which it's pretty full, but it does seem like it needs filled in. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to put a couple more in each one. And this is where it gets tough because you're like really fighting the fluffiness of your wreath. So yeah. So I think I'm going to put one more in this section. I'm going to need one up here in this section. Maybe two up here. Looks like. It all depends on how thick. I'm guessing It all really depends on how thick you make your ribbon bundles, like these, how thick you make these. If you're gonna need to fill in or not in a couple places. So I'm just doing a quick fill in while my hot glue gun is warming up, and then we'll get into decorations. Hot glue gun works pretty well with these because it is mesh, so it kind of seals around all of the creases and whatnot of the mesh. So I have extra purple because for some odd reason my purple mesh was like double layered. Don't know why. Never had that happen before. But I'm not complaining. I can use little bits and pieces of purple throughout another one that I'm making. So, alright. The first thing I am going to do is I'm going to figure out where I'm going to put my little witch's hat in here. So I think I'm going to stick it through here, maybe, if I can get it in there. Maybe weave it. When I use these little stick things, I try to weave it between the two, the wires in the back, so that it's an extra hold on it, and then I'll just stick a bunch of glue underneath it and push it down. It's pretty much what I do. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, I'm gonna need some hot glue gun sticks. Do I have any close so that you guys don't have to watch me stand up? Alright, I guess you guys are gonna have to watch me stand up. I'm not that tall, so. My little bucket of hot glue gun sticks. I'll just set it off to the side. Stick one in. My glue gun should be hot and ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and squeeze a good amount of hot glue on here, and then stick it down in there to where it adheres to the mesh. So there's my little witch's hat up there. What do you guys think? I like it. And then I'm also going to put some on the back of it where the wood is. And then at the end, I will go through and I will clip off the extra piece of, I might not even have to, because I am going to put something in the middle. So you probably won't even see it, to be completely honest. So there's my little witch's hat on there. Next, I am going to put my little spider web in the middle. This is the easy part, you guys. Except for all the... I love glitter. Love it. I mean, what girl doesn't? I just don't like the mess of the glitter. I find it everywhere. I forget the last time I was playing with glitter. What was it? I was doing something that was super glittery. When was that? I know it wasn't recently. It was, oh, okay, I don't know. If you've been here long enough, you know about my Disney challenge that I did, which was towards the beginning of my channel. I did a Disney challenge where I made crafty things Disney themed, and I made these coasters for my niece, and the edges were glitter, and the glass was etched with like Disney character type ordeal, and that was everywhere. And by what I mean by everywhere is I had glitter in my eyes. Like, I woke up with swollen eyes and I had glitter in my eyes, which I already have terrible eyes. So that did not help at all for me. So there's my little spider web in the middle. Let's see here. Should we add little pumpkins here and there? I think we should, you guys. I think that'd be cute. I don't know if I'm going to use skeletons on here. I might save the skeletons for another time on a bigger wreath. So I think I'm just going to add like little pumpkins here and there maybe. Maybe. Okay, we're just going to add a couple pumpkins here and there. I think that's a good idea. So with that, I'm just going to add some hot glue to the back of these pumpkins and just stick them in randomly. That's what I'm going to do. If I can get them to stick in before the glue dries, that would be lovely, huh? Okay, there we go. I found a spot. I'm going to hold that there and wait for it to dry a little bit. And I will cut off the end here in a little bit. I'm trying to find a weak spot before I put glue on, so I'm not like poking through as all that happens and decides to dry on me. So far, so good. I think I'm going to add 2 more, and then I'm going to add bats to it. And then I will take the lights and show you how I do that. While I'm waiting for these 2 to dry, I'm going to go ahead and open up my battery pack. I think these ones, see, my last one lit up purple. These sometimes tell you what color they light up, but for some odd reason these ones aren't telling me. I guess it's gonna be a surprise, right? Well, I guess we'll find out together. They are battery operated. They do have a screw holding the back on. So I'm hoping I don't lose that screw, because that's itty bitty, and I'm sure my cats will find it before I do. And then that will be fun. So let's figure out what color these are. We're gonna find out here in a second. Oh, these ones are orange ones. Cool beans. That I don't mind. I really like the purple ones. I thought for sure that my other one that turned out purple was gonna be an orange one, but it's not. Anyway, okay. So batteries are ready to go. Now let's move this process along, because this is gonna be a super long video for you guys, and I hope you watch it all the way through to find the end. So I'm going to go ahead and flip that over and cut these little sticks here. pumpkin. I'm going to do one up in here, I think. If I can get it to go in. That would be nice, right? Maybe. There we go. That's where it's going to go on this one. So they're just in random places. No big deal. I like random stuff. So that's what we are doing. I want one there. And then one. Well, that one don't have a pumpkin on it. Over in here somewhere, if I can get it to poke through. Yes, I did. Alright. Hot glue. I'm just twisting them and gluing, I don't know if you guys can tell, and sliding it down into place. Super cute. Love it so far. What about you guys? You can't really see the pumpkins unless you're here in person, but they're there and they're cute. I'm going to go ahead and trim the sticks off so that they're not poking out too bad. Alright, now that's the top. Now we're going to put our bats on. Now the cool thing about these bats is you can clip them in because they're clips. You can pull them off the clips. See? The little clips. You can pull them off the clips, but I feel like it's easier just to leave them on the clips and clip them in there. So that's what I'm doing. Put one there. Put one over here. There it is, you guys. There's my little Halloween one. And now we are putting the lights on. Lights are pretty easy. You just gotta know where your bottom is. My bottom's right here. I'm going to bunch up a lot of the twisty ties that are on the back right there so that my lights have a good place to adhere to. Then you gotta figure out how to unwind these and be easy with them because they are the fairy twinkle light ones, I guess that's what they're called. And you're just going to easily pull them apart like so, and they're pretty decent length. So I am going to turn mine on so I know where they're at. Look how pretty, you guys. And so you do not want to put hot glue on this side because that is the side that people need to unscrew to replace the batteries if you are selling these. I always put hot glue on the back of it. To secure it in place. And I usually use a decent amount of glue to make sure that it stays in place. And then you just stick it down onto the metal frame with the pipe cleaners so that it has a good place to adhere to. Ow, that's hot. Do not burn yourself. I don't know how much DNA I've left on my craft stuff because I burn myself constantly. Alright, so then I take my lights and I just kind of shove them in place. And I go up and around and in and out and that kind of stuff. They are metal, so they bend pretty easily to your needs. They are bright, so you can shove them pretty far down into your project if you need to. They do not put off a lot of heat, so your project will not catch on fire. That's always a plus, right, you guys? And I just kind of weave them in and around some of the loop-de-loops and that kind of stuff. I definitely want one up here by the hat and all that. And the wire is pretty thin, so it's easy to hide. So that's always fun. So far, I don't know, can you tell? I might have to turn the light off here in a second to show you. I love these lights. Every time I see them at the Dollar Tree, I grab them up, and I grab them up quickly because they go super quick, and they're not cheap lights if you get them anywhere else. So it's nice when they sell them at the Dollar Tree, and you can get them for $1. I'm going to try to get it to go up underneath where it's working. Up underneath where, there you go. Alright, my lights are in there. It's looking good. So yeah, I really like how this turned out, you guys. You see that? Woo! I will come back with a video of how it looks like in the dark and stuff like that. Okay, everybody, this is the finished product of my mesh wreath, Halloween style with the lights on. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would be really appreciated. And let me know if you make it. If you do decide to make one, my email is always in my description box below. You can always send me a picture. I would love to see your creations. And until next time, I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Stay blessed. Bye.